A few weeks ago, Waveshare sent me this massive 10-inch display.
Wow! Beautiful!
And I immediately had an idea. What if I turned it into a full functional Linux tablet? More specifically, a Raspberry Pi powered tablet. This is an IPS display with a resolution of 1800 by 1280. It features a toughened glass front panel with a 6H hardness rating, making it durable and scratch resistant. The display connects directly to Raspberry Pis using DSI interface, and it even includes a solid aluminum back cover for added rigidity and sturdiness. Let's do a quick unboxing and set up this display. So this was the package that Waveshare sent me, and it contains the 10-inch Raspberry Pi display. Okay, so we have many things. These are the same cables. So these are the same cables that we will be used with our Raspberry Pi 5 actually. These are for Raspberry Pi 5. See the shorter cables? And this cable is for pairing this display with the Raspberry Pi 4 or previous models, because it contains a different connector. Yeah, so I will be using this FPC cable for pairing this display with my Raspberry Pi CM5 board. So I will be using this Compute Module 5 IO board with this display, but for now let's just focus on the unboxing. So this is the power cable which we will be using to power this display, and it also comes with the PCB standoffs. Let's now see the display. My printer is running in background, so that is why there is so much noise. But anyways, wow, this is the display, the 10-inch Waveshare display, and if you see closely, there's this thick glass on it. Hey. It contains this metal shielding, which is a necessary part. Most displays like these contain these kind of shield. I also have a Raspberry Pi touchscreen 2 that contains the same shield. I think it is for the sturdy. Oh, it comes with a pre-installed screen guard, I think. Yeah. Okay, now let's pair this with our Raspberry Pi. Also, it's quite heavy. It's super heavy actually. So now I will be pairing this display with my Raspberry Pi Compute Module 5, which is this. So it contains these mounting holes, and I think I can mount this on the back side of this display, maybe. Yeah. So Compute Module 5 has these 4 mounting holes that are positioned exactly like the layout of Raspberry Pi 5 mounting holes. So which means I can just simply mount this on the back of this display. Yeah, all the holes are now aligned. I think I do have to use these included screws. This is the another one, third one, fourth one. Done. Our Raspberry Pi has been mounted with this display, and now we just have to pair the wiring with our CM5 board. Let's start with the FFC cable. So this end will goes like this. Yeah. And this end will, oh, I need tweezer for this. Right off like that. Boom. The setup is quite flimsy, but I think we can manage that. Yep. I mean, this is not safe, but it will work. It should work. No, it will work. I bet it will work. Now the second one is the power connector. Yep, done. Now we have to pair this with our GPIO port. Done. Yeah, and all set. Now before we power this whole setup, we have to do one thing first. There are two male connectors and we have to plug jumper connectors here to enable the cam display one port, which is this. Let's do that. I have two jumper connectors. We just have to plug them in like this and this. I think we are all done here. Now let's power this setup. For that I have to use an adapter. For powering the Raspberry Pi, I will be using this ASUS adapter, which is a PD adapter. The output power here is 65 watt and I think it will be sufficient for this setup. I am just hoping that this should be a plug and play job. Raspberry Pi is getting powered. Please, 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 please do work. Nothing happened. Well, that's embarrassing. That is embarrassing, really embarrassing. I was hoping this would be a completely plug and play job. Just connect it and watch it boots right up. But of course, we don't live in an ideal world. To get the display working, I had to connect an HDMI monitor with the Raspberry Pi, open the configuration file and add a few lines provided by Waveshare in their wiki. After saving the changes and rebooting the system, the display finally came to life. So I have to do this particular edit in the configuration file, and by doing that, the display is now working. It's working, and as you can see, its touch is also working. Currently at my disposal, I have this huge tablet, a Linux tablet. Well, I mean, it is Linux, right? It is currently running Debian 12, Debian Trixie on it. And I have already installed Steam on it and Minecraft. But that's not the point. The point is, the setup is now working. For testing this setup, let's run YouTube on it. Because why not? My internet is super crappy. I'm just getting 2 bars here. But that's not the point. Let's search one of my videos. Now there is no sound on this setup currently, which I will be adding sound to this setup. Why I'm not able to scroll? Okay, so normal scrolling is not working for some reason. Maybe this browser doesn't have scrolling feature. There's the normal scroll bar. So yeah, I recently released this video in which I created a Motorola Dynatac completely 3D printed phone, which is not exactly a phone, it is more like a soundboard. But yeah, it's currently loading. This is the phone. Let's crank up the resolution. Again, I have to scroll down, man. This is so lame. Why I cannot? Okay, there's a quality bar, 1080p. I have to do something about internet here. I think this will fix the internet issue. This should fix internet issue. Let's first edit the display resolution, and let's first edit the display orientation because watching video in this format is pretty odd. So I'm gonna go to preferences, control center, resolution is okay, frequency is all right, left, apply. Okay, that's better. That's better. Okay, I'm gonna add this also. Yep. Now let's play the video. I think you should watch this video along with the project article, and you will find the project article link in the video description. I'm currently working on the project and I will be sharing all the details soon on the hackster.io page for this build. In the meantime, be sure to check out some of my other projects and videos. Special thanks for reaching this far, and I'll be back with a new project pretty soon. Peace out.